You wake up bright and early for a 7 a.m. environmental studies class. You don't want to be late, so you hurry up, you brush your teeth, grab a handful of dehydrated fruit, and you rush over to your locker to throw on your spacesuit. Without it, you'd be toast on the unforgiving surface of Mars. Sure, this might seem like a scene out of a sci-fi film, but in fact, the colonization of Mars is actually something we might even be able to witness within our generation. And it's all thanks to robots like this one. This is Opportunity, a Mars exploration rover that I spent the last couple weeks researching because of my fascination with engineering, our solar system, and space travel in general. I think that all of us are going to one day be able to witness the first human steps to be taken on Mars. So to me, it's important to recognize the tools that are allowing us to get there. More specifically, the Mars exploration rover Opportunity is a prime example of how we use sophisticated technology to uncover priceless data about our neighboring red planet. And this data is opening the doors to possibility of future Mars exploration. So what exactly is it that made Opportunity so special? Well, the rover was fitted with robust, specialized instruments that allowed it to go above and beyond its required mission by NASA. A National Geographic article written by Michael Greshko in February of 2019 details just how overachieving Opportunity really was. The rover was designed to travel around 2,000 feet total and last 90 to 100 sols. One sol is equivalent to about an Earth day plus around 40 minutes. By the end of its mission, Opportunity had lasted over 60 times this amount, traveling over 28 miles and lasting almost 15 years on the surface of Mars. This shattered the record for longest time spent operating on an extraterrestrial planet. Everything you can see in these pictures here was engineered with a specific purpose in mind. The NASA.gov article, titled Mars Exploration Overview, published in 2018, explains some of the key components of the rover. First, there's the panoramic camera. For short, it's called PanCam. This is known as the Eyes of Opportunity because it was fitted with two high-tech cameras that was able to allow us to see the Martian surface like we never had before. It was able to take 360-degree 3D panoramic views of its surroundings, and it was fitted with an array of filters, you can see there, that allowed different images to be taken in different wavelengths of the electromagnetic spectrum. It was also fitted with a microscopic imager, known as MI. This was fitted on an extendable arm of the rover and could take detailed close-up images of the Martian surface, textures, and soil, just like a geologist would. Here you can see the arm and another key fundamental component of Opportunity called the rock abrasion tool, or the RAT. RAT was fitted with 3 rotating blades. It was sitting there on the end of the arm and was able to puncture through even the toughest volcanic rock. And this was done in order to expose new surface or deeper levels of Martian terrain in order to get insight into the planet's past. So, NASA wasted none of Opportunity's time nor its resources, and instead cataloged as much data as possible that could tell us about Mars' much different past. Within its first few months, Opportunity found evidence that liquid water once flowed over the Martian surface. Here you can see a picture taken by the microscopic imager, and those are what are known as Martian blueberries. They're not actual blueberries, they're actually crystals basically, formed by mainly hematite, which is known by geologists as a sign of past liquid water flow. This second picture was analyzed by the article 2 Years at Mariana de Planum, published in September 2006 by S.W. Squires, and shows a microscopic picture of the surface within a crater, and the arrows you can see there are pointing to crests that are indicative of liquid water erosion. These pictures here were taken by PanCam as the rover approached Endeavour, which is a really big crater on Mars. And you can see there in the bottom right, that vein of white is what's known as gypsum, and that's actually leftover calcium deposit from running neutral pH water. And so all the pictures you just saw are evidence that Mars once had a much warmer, much wetter climate than it has today. And of course that opens the door to the possibility of microbes maybe once existing on the planet. The fact of the matter is, we aren't even close to done exploring everything that Mars has to offer. Therefore, missions like Opportunities are just the beginning, and they have profound significance as we look towards the future. Here's Opportunity's total path of travel, taken about a year before a severe dust storm actually hit Mars and it stopped responding to NASA in 2018. and today it lays somewhere around Perseverance Valley, which I think is a fitting name. Because of its exceptional performance, manufacturers have been looking to rovers like Opportunity to see what was done right and have been using it as inspiration to build future rovers that will be used to explore the Martian surface. In fact, the IEEE published article, Mars Exploration Rover Operational Performance, written by E. Tunstall, states, "It is important to capture and document the rover's performance to facilitate later comparison of future robotic systems with the state-of-the-art established by this benchmark." So once again, Opportunity's data collected gives us reason to believe that Mars is habitable should we ever look to that option. V.M. Pershikov, in his article Terraforming Mars Planet in 2012, argues that long-term scientific studies can actually be done on the surface so long as we utilize similar technology to the drill that Opportunity had in place. This is not the best picture, but it's kind of a visualization of what he sees in an underground laboratory. And finally, the article An Obligation to Colonize Space, written by Gonzalo Munivar in 2018, shows that this might be our only option in the long run, stating that in the event of a catastrophe such as a natural disaster or asteroid impact, our only hope to save as many species as possible would be to escape to a neighboring planet, and most likely this would be our best option. So once again, thanks to Opportunity, future space exploration and colonization is something we can truly visualize. Just to recap, the Mars rover Opportunity was a truly outstanding rover. It's fitted with robust technology and transmitted to us important data that gives us hope for a future in the heavenly realm. As you look up to the stars on a clear night, make sure to think about that little geologist sitting on a rocky red planet, patiently waiting for us to return.